think there's a chance I lose. I think I have 100% supreme confidence that I'm gonna go in there, knock him out. You know what I mean? I would like, there's the nerves, like pressure if people come to watch me, but I still believe that I'm gonna win.
Oh, she's all in. Like, she's the mom that if she's recording a fight, you're gonna have to mute the fight. You're gonna have to mute it because she's hollering, "Get him, baby!" Like, not just when he fights, when his teammates fights, when she's all in. She voices her opinion, like, "Get him, baby!" Like,
No, I don't let the pressure get to me. I mean, if they're all pushing me to knock them out in the first round, I'll knock them out in the first round if that's what I'm gonna try my hardest. You know what I mean? I'll sleep him in the first round. But there's no pressure.
Ladies and gentlemen, once again, welcome to the Haitian King podcast. As y'all can see, we're doing things a bit different this time. We only got one host instead of two hosts because we got two guests, so we have to change things around a little bit. Today, we got Brody Jeter and Warren Jeter with us. We got this young and upcoming boxing prodigy. I know right here sitting there, what, 6'3", 6'2"? Yeah, he's only a 14-year-old. I don't know what the hell they've been feeding him, but hey, we're going to go ahead and start with this thing. Fellas, once again, welcome to the show. How y'all doing?
good. Thank y'all for having us, man.
But yeah, thank y'all for your patience and the time, and we want to thank y'all for having the time to sit down and actually have a conversation with us. So let's just go ahead and start with this thing. So how did you get your son to start, and then talk to us through the whole journey or what got him where he at right now?
Yeah, so we was living in Oklahoma. Him and his older brother Trenton, they was doing jujitsu for probably a year or so. They was getting tired of jujitsu. Just happened to be driving by a boxing gym, seen the advertisement. The kids wanted to go in there, so we whipped in there, signed them up. That boxing gym was more like a boxing workout class, kind of, not
Yeah.
really. They didn't have everybody in there competing in the gym. So we asked that coach a few days into it, like, when would they be able to spar? And that coach was like, "Oh, they'll have to come here for a year before we even let them start sparring, blah, blah, blah." So fast forward a little bit, COVID happened. We ended up moving from Oklahoma back down to Sulphur, Louisiana. While I was at work, my wife signed him up at a local boxing gym right there in Sulphur. A week into it, we asked about sparring. The coach was like, "We're sparring tomorrow. Like, come get it." Fast forward 8 months, he wins his first national championship at 10 years old.
Okay, so but let me actually ask you this question, like from the beginning whenever you first started. Because clearly you were young, and I know because I got young kids myself, I know you cannot get them to get into anything they're not into. So what got you into really loving boxing, to where you excel at it so fast?
I think I always liked it as an independent sport. I always liked the team sport like basketball, but I like about boxing that it's just me and him in the ring competing against each other. And if I win, it's because of the hard work that I put in. That's what I like about it, and that's why I still do it.
Right now, where you at 14-year-old, like 8 months later, like he said, you kind of won a national championship. So as you started doing it, and you said you fell in love with it because it's like a one-on-one sport, to where you can only count on yourself and your hard work instead of somebody else's. But I'm sure they got a lot of people who picked up that sport, started doing it, and they realized they weren't that good at it, to it's just something they do on the side. So what made your approach a bit different compared to everybody else, to where you're so great at it?
I think even before boxing, I've always just gone around like punching the air and stuff. You know what I mean?
Like shadow boxing a little bit?
Right. I think I've always just had the natural talent for it. I just didn't know it, so they pushed me actually.
So when you say they pushed you, who?
My mom. Because when we walked in there, I didn't even want to do it. I was telling her not to sign me up. She was like, "No, I want you to try it one time." I did the class and I never stopped.
All right. And as the dad, like you were saying, for the most part, your wife kind of pretty much took care of everything when you were busy working or whatever. And I'm sure you had a lot to input into him as well, especially when you got the time to take him to tournaments or whatever. So what were your approach into it? Because as parents, when you got kids into sport, whatever little thing that they do, we tend to amplify it in our head. Like, my kid is the best one out there or whatever.
Right,
So how was
right,
your
right.
approach into the whole thing?
So right at first, it's a pretty chill approach. You just kind of, he's doing it for fun. And then you kind of hear the buzz from the coaches, and other coaches are coming around like saying how good he is at such an early age. So then, like, I'm kind of one of the parents. Like, if he was to play baseball, I would have the batting cage in the backyard, probably.
Yeah.
Like, so once you start hearing that, we just kind of go all in, man. And 8 months later, he proved it when he won his first national championship, pretty easy. And then it just kept progressing, man. And just everywhere he goes, you'll hear the other coaches talk about how he's such a natural talent. And so it's hard. It's not hard pushing him, but you have to be careful not to overwhelm him. Ben, he's only 14 years old. You can get kind of out of control with just training all the time. You know what I mean? Kind of burn him out. So we try to pace ourselves, and still let him do stuff, but get in the work.
And also another thing, as you're saying, like he's 14-year-old. So which at the end of the day, he's still just a kid. He's not a grown man yet. Yes, he has the
Right.
talent and the skill, but at the end of the day, he's still a child.
Right.
And you just said that you gotta watch how you push them, because within the professional world, because we've had a lot of MMA guys that sat in this chair where I'm at, where we had to question them. One thing they always speak about is how they push themselves past exhaustion, past anything and everything. So as the parent who's dealing with a young kid, how do you approach it? How do you, like, just say after half a day work, I say, Dad, I want to go chill. Do you accept that, or you just tell them no, you keep on going or whatever? Like how does you approach like being cautious about not burning him out?
Right. So he's pretty on top of how his body feels, and after he knows, like, getting ready for a big fight, getting ready for a national tournament, he knows like 2 months out, like, we're going to hit it hard, right? Whether he wants to or not. And then after that tournament, if he wants to take a week or two off or kind of chill for a little bit, we let him do it. We kind of let him go at his own pace, but for the most part, he kind of handles his business, man. Like, he's in the gym just about every day.
Also, another question. I'm gonna ask you first, and then I'm gonna ask him. As a 14-year-old, clearly you got those hands, and I'm sure you get to be in an environment when you go to school or in social event where you get to be around kids that's your age, and then everybody know young kids, they like to fight, because I used to be one of them, and I had nowhere near your skills, and I used to just fight for the pleasure, sheer pleasure of it. How do you constrain yourself to where you don't go out there and put somebody else's kid in the hospital because they mess with you? Like, how do you keep a composed mindset whenever you are within a social environment with people your age?
But being in boxing so long, it teaches you discipline. Like, you realize, like, you could really hurt somebody with the techniques and, like, how to punch hard. So at school, people will try to give me, like, some people, they'll give me crap about it, but, like, some people are scared to do something because I do fight and they know I can fight. Some people want to be, like, they want to look cool, so they'll come up to me and try to, like, they'll try to say something, try to get in my face, try to fight me. I'm usually pretty good at de-escalating the situation. Usually, I think I've gotten in, like, one altercation since I've boxed. Like, I usually de-escalate it. Just, I don't snitch on them, but I let them know, like, they're not gonna do nothing. You know what I mean?
But as the father, same question to you. You know you got a lethal weapon at home, and I'm sure that's something that crossed your mind as well. Have you been able to, I guess, help him understand, hey, you need to de-escalate things instead of taking it further, or is that something he just do naturally by himself?
Nah, we talk about it, but he does pretty good about himself. I mean, it's not fair if he's just hitting on kids his age already that know how to box. So, like, kids at the school, I mean, he will probably hurt somebody pretty bad. I think he understands that. I think he knows he needs to keep his hands to himself.
Let me ask a question. So how you tell him to deal with bullies then? Because I mean, right now, nobody really can bully him, but like I would tell my kids, if somebody hits you, you gotta hit him back. But he's not a lethal weapon. But him is different. So how you go about that?
Yeah, we tell him all the time, man. Like, just use your feet, man. Just get away from the problem, like, because it's not gonna be good if you do hit somebody. I mean, it's not gonna be good for them. It's not gonna be good for him. It's just, I mean,
I don't do
do
bullies.
the fighting in the ring. Get them to come to the gym.
Like, if I see somebody, I ain't about to beat them up, but, like, I don't do bullies, bro. Like, if I see some kid bullying some other little kid, like, no, I ain't taking that. Like, I ain't gonna beat him up, you know what I'm saying? But I'm gonna do something. I'm gonna stop it for sure.
But to take it back to a professional level, can you go ahead and pretty much, I guess, because you said, like, as soon as he started 8 months later, he won like a national championships, but right now he's like 14, he's been doing it for a while. Can you, I guess, talk us to all the records of perhaps all the belts and everything that he won, all those national championships that he won?
Yeah, so he won his first one in, I guess that was 2020. And then
2021.
And then the next year, 2021 or 2022, we fought for a national championship. He got second place. He lost that against a tough kid up from the Northeast. It was a good fight. Could have went either way. And then the next year, we switched boxing gyms, so we really didn't compete on a national level until the beginning of this year for the Silver Gloves tournament. So Silver Gloves is an advancing tournament for the younger kids, so they can win the Silver Glove State. Then they can go on to win Silver Gloves regionals, and then they go on to nationals. So he made it all the way to nationals. He got to fight a kid that had just won a national championship, so he was probably number one in the nation. And he goes in there and he stops at the second round and just made it look easy. Like he's. So since switching gyms, I think his fight game has went way up. He's got some really good coaches, man. We've seen it progress like really fast. This last national championship we just got back from in Las Vegas, the Junior Olympics, he stopped the kid in the first round, made it look easy. I mean, he knocked the kid down like the first punch that he really threw set the kid down. So we're hoping we go again in August 6th through August 10th. We go to Grand Rapids, Michigan for another national tournament called King of the Jungle. We've kind of looked online and seen who's registered to fight in it, and there's some kids that can fight on it. So we're hoping we're going there to fight the best in the nation. You know, we feel like he's the best in the nation. So,
but I gotta ask you this though, because clearly you're not his coach, you're his dad.
right.
But as the parent, do you, I guess, understand, okay, let me take a back seat, let the coach run everything, and then just stand in the background, let him do him? Or do you somehow, somewhere, I guess, give him some word of wisdom or whatever? Or do you just sit in the background, let the coach take care of everything?
Yeah, so 100% I let the coaches coach. Like his coaches are out in rain, so it's about an hour drive for us when we go. So we can't make it every day. But we've recognized this talent, so we have our own private gym in Sulphur, Louisiana. So the days we don't make it out there to rain to see his coaches, we go to our gym and we get some training in, you know.
Sure.
Just more or less, I do my part by helping keep him in shape for the coaches.
Have you ever sparred with him a little bit here and
Oh,
there?
no, I ain't doing that.
I was about to say, if he knocked you out, man, you done lost some credit. Some street cred, man.
Nah, we ain't doing that.
Because if you let that man knock you out, he might become the man of the house from there on out.
Yeah, we ain't doing that.
What's the difference between, I guess, whenever you got your coaches, like professional coaches, training you, and then your dad on the other end, I guess, within his own way trying to train you? What's the difference between the both? Do you feel one more than the other, respect one more than the other? How do your mind process it?
I don't respect one more than the other. Well, like our private gym in Sulphur, he'll tell me what I'm doing wrong. He could still see stuff. He's been around it so long. Like he sees the mistakes, and he'll tell me when I'm making a mistake. Like if one hand's down, I could get caught with that hand down. He'll tell me. Like he'll get the mitts. He'll try to do mitts with me or these little paddles, keep my hands up, you know.
Yeah.
But Mason and Walt, my two other coaches in Rain or Lafayette or whatever, like they could see things that like I can't see. You know what I mean?
So
Like
they are way more advanced.
They could like fix the holes in my game that like nobody else could see.
But man, say this, clearly you've done competed in many national championships with other kids your age or perhaps even older. Right now, within that stage of your, I guess, career, because that's a career. That's like I've told you the other day. That's something you can go really far in if you go all in within it.
Right.
But within that stage in your career, how do you approach a fight?
Some fights are on short notice. Like 1 week, we're always training. So if one's short notice, like a week away, we'll be in shape because we've been training for months anyway. Like even when I don't have a fight coming up, I'm always training. So when one does come up, like how long have we known about Michigan?
Yeah, for a couple months.
Couple months?
Yeah, we decided we was gonna go about 2 months out.
Right after Las Vegas, I took about a week break, and then like right after that week, I got back into the gym, and we leave August 6th. So
And that's in Michigan, right?
Michigan, yes.
And that's your next tournament you're going into.
Right. Yeah.
So it's basically everything you got back from Vegas. You took a week off, and then you've been kind of prepping up for that Michigan tournament coming up.
Right back at it. Yeah.
So is that like how you approach everything? But like
Mainly.
what I really meant to ask you, like, what's your psyche as you're approaching a fight? Because you know it's a tournament. They're gonna have many other kids. Some of them could be just as good, if not even better as you. Some of them could be even less better than you. And I'm sure whenever you're, let's just say you make it all the way to the final, and then whatever other kid you're gonna fight is also another prodigy, to where you know there's a chance, you know, I can either knock him out or he can knock me out. Does that make you a bit nervous at all? Or you maybe you
Nah.
don't think about it like that?
I don't think there's a chance I lose. I think I have 100% supreme confidence that I'm gonna go in there, knock him out. You know what I mean? I would like. There's the nerves, like pressure if people come to watch me, but I still believe that I'm gonna win.
Because one thing you kind of told us off a camera, and then you were saying like whenever you have a fight and you know you got like family and everybody come to watch you, and then of course you know our family can be to where they all psyching you up, knock him out in the first round or whatever.
Right.
Do you let all that pressure get to you to where you're like, okay, I gotta get him out of here with the first round, or you just approach it to still as just any regular fight?
No, I don't let the pressure get to me. I mean, if they're all pushing me to knock them out in the first round, I'll knock them out in the first round if that's why. Like, I'm gonna try my hardest, you know what I mean? I'll sleep him in the first round, but there's no pressure really. I'm just gonna go out there and do my best.
I got a question for you. So let's say, because when you say you take a week off, so like when you train every day, I know you probably got to be in a diet or there's certain you can eat. And that week off, like what do you do? Like what all the stuff that you eat? Or do you just go in and eat a lot of ice cream or stuff like that?
Nah, it's just normal. I mean, I eat whatever they put in front of me, whatever they cook for dinner, I'll eat it. Yeah, I mean, it ain't always healthy, you know what I mean? But I don't really like when I'm taking a break, even when I'm in camp, like I don't really make sure I eat like perfectly healthy. I can still eat because I don't really have to cut weight because I'm in such a like high weight for my age. I don't really have to cut down any.
Okay.
Yeah.
But whenever you sport with because the one thing you actually kind of told us off camera, it's kind of like you said nowadays your coaches, the people that you sport with, they're nowhere near your age.
No.
Why is that? Is it because of your height, your weight, or your skill set? What is it?
It's because, well, if I'm sparring a kid my age, I'm faster than him, taller than him, stronger than him. I think I am, and it's unfair. So I got it for real. It's like, so I have to spar the grown men. You know what I mean?
So does that help boost your confidence when you know you're done? So like the people that you sport with, or like way older than you, way more mature, way more experienced than you, to where whenever you're approaching a tournament with people your age, to where maybe you might think, okay, that they that's not nothing.
Yeah, I mean, if I spar this grown man that's a 10-0 professional fighter, and he didn't hurt me with his punches, then there's no way the kid's gonna be able to hurt me. You know what I mean? So yeah, it gives me a boost of confidence before I fight a kid my age. Sparring pro fighters.
But
for sure.
what about when you transition now to like now you're not fighting kids, and then even though I know you right now you say you're fighting like 10-0 people, but the game's gonna change. So how you gonna approach that when you get to the ranks now because you're just sparring, you're not really like millions of people watching you, or, 200 people watching you. How you gonna deal with that when that time comes?
Well, as I get older, I'm just gonna keep advancing, and I believe it's gonna be just as easy. I don't care. I'm just gonna. I train hard, so it shows in the ring. However hard you train, it's gonna show in the ring. If you don't train, you ain't gonna perform right in the ring. You know what I mean? So.
I agree. That's true.
Right. Yeah.
But I got a question for you right now as a dad. Clearly, you can tell his mindset. I mean, you know him better than most people. You've been knowing him since the first day he came out.
Right.
But right now, seeing all this, clearly you can tell other coaches telling you how much advanced he is for his age and his height. He's pretty tall. He's like, what, 6'2", give or take. But as a dad, and I'm sure like you were saying, it's kind of like whenever he trains at home, you get to be the coach. And as he was saying, you get to give him a couple of pointers or whatever. But how confident do you approach it as whenever you're doing like home workout with him, when you know he trained with some people that's way more advanced than you? How do you approach it as a dad?
I like it. I mean, it's almost when he gets in there with those pro fighters, I like it because it's hard to find him good sparring already. So really, when he gets in there with those pro fighters, that is his best sparring sessions, And if he's not sparring up to his level, then it's not really good for him. We got to find better people for him to spar. So I mean, when he gets in there with those guys, we're proud. as far as training at the gym, I just try to reiterate what the coaches have been telling him the previous days. I don't claim to be no boxing coach, but I mean, I did enough sports. We can keep him in shape for the coaches.
Yeah, makes sense.
I got a question for you. So, as a dad, right, my question would be like, what kind of dad you are? Like, let's say for instance in the gym, like to motivate them. Do you speak like shit to him? Hey, what you gonna do? You gonna quit? How you gonna let the next guy gonna knock you out? What kind of like? Or do you just like soft spoken or just nice talk?
Nah, we really just kind of joke around. I'll joke around with him about the other kids sleeping him. But he's pretty chill, man. It don't take a lot to get him all worked up. Even like when he's hitting mitts before his fight, man, he's got just a real chill demeanor. He's not one of the kids that start hopping around, jumping around. I mean, he's just chill. Even when he knocks a kid down in the ring, I mean, he just walks over to the other corner and just chills. Like he's not in there celebrating, jumping around. He just got a real chill demeanor, man. It don't take much to get him.
But also, I ask you this. Maybe I'm gonna ask you this about your wife. Maybe you can answer your own way of for her since she's not in here. Because I know most mothers are like extremely protective. Because I got a son who's 3-year-old. I'm talking about even if he trips and falls on the ground, so I know it's nothing. But the mother gonna, oh my God, my baby. Like, how does your mother approaches it when she got to see her baby walks into the ring with killers, with people who just, especially on the national championship, certain people. And I'm sure when other parents get to see him walk in the ring, they be like, ain't no way that dude 14-year-old. But how does your wife approaches it, like seeing him doing such a dangerous sport?
Oh, she's all in. Like she's the mom that if she's recording a fight, you're gonna have to mute the fight. You're gonna have to mute it because she's hollering, "Get him, baby!" Like not just when he fights, when his teammates fights, but she's all in. She voices her opinion, like, "Get him, baby!" Like
that's pretty
she loves it. She likes as much as we do.
That's so which means she's not really like a sensitive parent, I guess, for a mother. Because I know a lot of mothers are. It's like, especially when with their son, they are extremely like what's the word I'm thinking of? Sensitive, I guess you may say, towards their kids. Especially, it's kind of like, oh my God, my kid about to walk in there. Somebody might just hit him in the head and he get knocked out or something. Mother's gonna like assume the worst because they don't want nothing to happen to their babies. Mm-hmm. I mean, I guess that's a good thing if your wife, I guess, approach it from like, I'm from the sound of it, she sounds like she's way more excited about this thing than you are.
Yeah, she's excited, and she's there she's there more than I am. I'm at work half the time, so she's always there. Now she'll be on the side of the ring, joking with like some of the older fighters that he may be sparring, like, "Don't hurt my baby,"
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, she's cheering, and I mean, she loves it. She's all in.
But when we because one thing I guess me and him we've been hyping you up about, because we'd be like, okay, if that guy is your son is only 14 and he got all these things under his belt, there's a chance to where you can go. Okay, let me ask you this. Let me let you speak for yourself. What's the most you want to get out of this? Or is it just something he's doing for the moment till he goes to college and do whatever else he wants, or you want to push this thing as much as you can?
For me, me and my wife, we just supporting whatever he wants to do. However far he wants to take it, man, we'll go with him, We'll help him. We'll do our best to help him get there.
So now let me ask you, how far do you want to take it?
I want to go all the way. I want to turn pro around probably like 18 is pretty soon. Probably turn pro as soon as I can. Probably about 18, and just work my way up the ladder, become a world champion.
So you want to, I'm guessing when you hear those top names, those Canelo Alvarez, those, those Tank Davises and so on and so forth, that's as far as you want to push it.
Right, I want to be up there with the greats.
But within your own word, I know your dad's there, you got to watch what you say in a sense. Do you feel like you get all the support that you actually need from your parents?
100%.
Especially whenever you fighting or you got a tournament coming up?
Yeah, 100%. Even if I don't want to go to the gym one day, he'll be right there behind me, pushing me, saying, "No, we need to go to the gym." And it's a good thing. Because sometimes I need that kick in the butt to get up and actually go and do it instead of go to my friend's house or go, you know what I mean? But yeah, I have the support for sure.
So I know you were saying that you got this tournament in Michigan coming up. Is that the only thing you got coming up, or maybe you got everything lined up for the rest of the year?
In December, I go to Lubbock, Texas for another national tournament. And is the one in Lubbock, Texas the one for That's like the Olympic trials for.
Yeah, that's
right?
like the
You could explain it better.
yeah, the one in Lubbock is like for USA boxing. It's probably the biggest tournament there is. It's USA boxing nationals. So for a lot of the older kids, it's like the pre-trials to the Olympics for them.
Oh yeah, really. And so I'm guessing all the other kids that's gonna be there are gonna be kids around your age or a bit older or just.
Any like from younger than me all the way up to like 18 years old.
So basically, I'm guessing where all the best of the country within their respective age get assembled,
Right.
basically.
Right. So that's why we hit a lot of the national tournaments now because there's a lot of local boxing shows, man. There's in Houston, there's every weekend. Louisiana, there's once a month probably. But there's just no kids his size, his age. You know, they got to be within 2 years. They got to be within like 12 pounds weight. So there's no kids his size. So we go to these national shows, hoping there'll be kids. I mean, hoping the best in the country is going to be there. Like, he wants to fight the best in the country. Like, so we go look for the best in the country to fight.
So at what point though, like like I know, but right now because like he's already 6'2" and his age and his weight and he's good. So, but at some point, like where you're not to worry because at the end of the day, like when you get an age, everybody's gonna be in that level. So at what point that you're just gonna be like you can fight anybody at any time?
So we go to the gyms now, and even I mean, at his age, normally he's fighting the best kids in that gym, whether they're 18 or 30. I mean, I might be speaking a little out of place, but I think his coaches would agree. Like, they'll put him in the ring with just about anybody at this age now. So I ask his coaches, sometimes I'll joke around, like, man, like, in another 2 years, who is he going to spar? And his coach is like, we'll spar anybody.
That's pretty good.
So, yeah, it's crazy, man, seeing it. Like, it's insane, really.
But that I can see that boosts your level of confidence, knowing like there's not too many people that can fight you, and then you really young right now. You can't even be in a level to fight. You can fight anybody, but not to a professional level.
Right.
But my question I'm gonna ask you. So let's say right now, when the fame show up, like right now you're just doing it as like I would say fun. But when it become a job, like, everybody's talking about it, you the best you said you was going to be. And then how you going to deal with that pressure, the fame? Do you plan that in your head already? Like, how you going to deal with stuff like that?
I'm not really sure because I ain't used to all that fame yet. You know what I mean? I don't know, but I don't know. I guess people are always gonna hate. And not everybody's gonna be on your good side. So they're gonna hate, and some people are gonna say good about you. It's just I don't know. Right now. What I think I'll do, I'll just drown out the haters and stay in the gym because I know my potential. I know how good I am. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Do you stay in the mirror? Like, do you ever go in the mirror and just like, talk to yourself, saying like, "I'm the best. I'll be the champion." Stuff like that.
Nah, not at all.
But I gotta also ask you this though. You sparring, and then you were saying like sometimes whenever you talk to the coaches, you're like, okay, well, right now is with his age, his height, his weight, to where sometimes you gotta spar the best of the best people that's like damn near double his age. But fast forward 2 or 3 years to where I'm guessing I don't know if he's gonna keep growing to where now you probably okay, let's just say right now you grew up to the 6'4", 6'5", probably even taller than that. To where I'm guessing now you're gonna have to put your eyes under I guess you may say the heavyweights of the world. Who I guess you may say in the heavyweight world, because I'm sure you guys are way more involved into boxing, the real boxing, than I am. I know a little bit, but I'm no expert because I'm more into MMA and stuff. So who within the, I guess you may say, the heavyweight world that you guys are currently looking at right now, it's where you're like, okay, that's why I kind of want my son to be, in a sense, because clearly you can tell he's going to keep growing. For 14, 6'2", what, 180?
I walk around like 180, 185.
So which means that's not small. And that we're going to keep going up and up and up and up. So who within the heavyweight current boxing world right now? I'm not saying you guys are looking at the next competition, but people you can like, okay, that's kind of like the kind of career I kind of want to have my son to have. Because right now, I think I'm no expert, but I think he's gonna end up being in here. Like if he really fights, he's probably gonna have to fight heavyweights.
Right.
Yeah, I think he's definitely going to grow into heavyweight.
So who within the heavyweight world right now? Because like the heavyweight is pretty loaded.
Right. So there's an up-and-coming heavyweight we'll talk about a little bit and try to watch his fights. I think he was a silver medalist in the last Olympics, Richard Torres. He's out of California. big guy. I think he's maybe has 10 or 12 fights now. Been just kind of walking through everybody. Is having a good start to his career, you know. I could see, you know, I think he maybe as Brody gets a little bit older and that guy, maybe one day they get to meet up and fight, you know. Who knows?
So you guys are like, I mean, for him it's okay to go, but I know at first when you asked, you were like a bit reserved, or you're like, okay, as far as he wants it to go. But I'm sure as the parents, you don't want it. I mean, you probably want it to go even further than he can possibly dream of. But at the same time, you want to be reserved because you know you can't push him past anything he doesn't want to do.
Right.
But okay, now as for the dad, you genuinely you want it to go all the way.
Oh, I would love to be sitting ringside watching him fight for the WBC belt, you know? I mean, how cool would that be?
Yeah, who you tell it?
Yeah, you know. That'd be
legit.
awesome.
I
You
mean,
know? Right?
I know who you tell it.
Yeah.
Make it happen.
Shit, I'll be screaming as a dad, man.
Yeah.
But also, as it is, because let me go ahead and double back on the question I guess I made sure I kind of asked you earlier. You say you push him, but you try not to push him too far. But let's just say, and I'm just running a scenario here, he lost his last fight. And of course, you know, got a week break and then he got back in the gym. But I'm sure after you lost that fight, you're going to be like, okay, son, like now you got to go even 10 times harder. Let's just say within your perspective, you may feel like he's not going as hard as he should have gone. Is that I'm guessing your job as the parent or as the dad to keep pushing and pushing and pushing till it breaks? Or you just, I guess, you know, trust him enough to where you know you feel like he's going to do the right thing?
Yeah, so he's lost a few fights, and he's taken the losses pretty good. At the end of the day, I think he has a good understanding that it's just amateur boxing right now. You know? The record don't mean much, you know, but it maybe bragging rights, but it's getting the experience now. And he does good by getting back in the gym. Even when he brings home a national championship, I mean, he hops back in the gym pretty quick. So for him taking a loss and how I think he would understand what he needs to do and get back in the gym. And every now and then we do got to kind of push him, you know. There'll be days he don't want to go spar. And I said, nah, we're going, man. And I just push through. It's the mental part now, man. Like, the physical part is done. Like, sometimes at your young age, the mental part is what's going to get you, you know. It's going to be in your mind like, man, I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it. But I think he's seen it enough when we push him through that. Like, he'll go have his best sparring day, you know. And he'll be like, man, I'm glad I came. Tell you, man, don't let the little mental part get you. That's the part. The mental toughness is important, you know.
Well, okay, let me go ahead and ask you a question. I guess you may say for your age, take it a bit further away from boxing a little bit. And I'm sure you got a few friends. Or is all your friends part of the boxing world? People that you close to that's probably double your age at the gym, or do you have friends around your age that want to talk and converse about stuff that ain't got nothing? How do you separate the two worlds between my life away from boxing,
Right.
or is it of boxing is all you do?
No, it's like completely different. Kind of like I have my friends at the gym. Like one of my teammates is staying with me right now. Trey, he's a good fighter. He's with me right now. Like he's probably like he's a good friend. I got a lot of friends at the gym, and I come home and I probably got like 2 friends at the house I hang out with. But like the ones I hang out with at the house, like they have no interest in fighting or nothing. You know what I mean? Like when I'm around them, I'm just a normal kid. Like I don't talk about boxing or nothing. And I'll get back to the house, we'll go to the gym, and I'm all about it again. You know what I mean?
So therefore, you basically understand how to separate both worlds. But I get,
Yeah.
as you say, you got close friends, people that's away from the gym, and I'm sure they do not understand the fact that you train so much.
Mhm.
But as kids, especially when I was 14, 15, video games and I guess talking about girls, that's what all I cared about.
Mhm.
So how do you, I guess you may say, not let one world submerge you to take away from the other world, if that makes sense?
I think it's just because I enjoy it so much. I enjoy doing it so much. I don't want to stop doing it. So I don't know. Like it gets old hanging. Like I miss going to the gym. Like I'll hang out with a friend or something, and I'm like, dang, like I want to go to the gym right now. Like, and I'll just go home. I'll go to the gym. I don't know. It's easy for me to separate the two.
Let me ask you this though. So let's say your friends know you're a lethal weapon.
Yeah.
The friends is not at the gym. So how
Right.
this like when they come say like, man, you don't want to fuck with me because I got Brody. I'm gonna go get Brody. So when situation like this happen, how you handle a situation like this?
I ain't gonna fight. I ain't gonna fight their problems for them. You know what I mean? Like, if I'm with them and they get in a fight, like I'm not about to just go beat the crap out of the person that he's arguing with. Like I'll help him out, like de-escalating the situation. You know what I mean? But I ain't about to get myself in that situation because it could end bad for me because I am trained and I've learned how to punch. Like I could really hurt somebody by doing it. So I wouldn't put myself in that situation.
That's legit.
But I got a next question for the dad, and I'm sure you got coworkers, friends, family members, or whatever, and I'm sure you brag a little bit, whether you want to admit it or not.
That's right.
So, like, how does that sound like? Whenever you, I guess you may say, bragging a little bit to your, I guess, friends, family members about how great it is.
So, yeah, so I do brag a lot at work, and they ask to see the videos, and they see the video. Man, he looks really good. Blah blah blah. So, a couple of them got to come to Vegas. They flew out to Vegas to watch him fight. So there's been several of them that have seen him fight, and they like, man, like it's nothing like the video. Like you can hear the pop. You can see what that kid's doing after the fight. Like, so I think they enjoy it, man. I think there's gonna be several of them that want to come to all his fights after going to Vegas and watching him fight. But yeah, they probably hear it from me all the time, man. Too much, like the proud dad,
Yeah, that's pretty good. But okay, let me ask you something, Brody. Because right now you kind of been listening to me and your dad and him, asking questions about your boxing world. But let's just say, if you had to describe yourself, who you are, aside from like whether it's within boxing or outside of boxing, and somebody would say, "Who's Brody Jeter?" What would you tell them about you?
That's a good question. Never thought about that. I'm very dedicated to the sport I do. Very, very dedicated. I ain't perfect. I mean, I still get in trouble. You know what I mean? But I don't know. I think most people can say I'm pretty dedicated, like to everything that I'm interested in. I'm very dedicated to it. I don't know how else to really describe that. You might be able to describe that better than me.
No, that's the thing. You got to be
yeah.
able to know yourself. That's the thing. Right now, you're 14, you got your dad, but as the years goes by, you're going to have to become your own man. And then that's when, like, you're going to have to start feeling the burden that I guess you may say your dad and your mom shielded you away from for so long. And as you get older and as you keep pursuing the sport, which is kind of the question we kept asking you, you're going to have to step into a world that's way bigger than boxing. Right. And then that's that world, I guess, that's going to question you. Because right now, you're not burdened with anything. It's just fun. You're an amateur. It don't matter. You get knocked out tomorrow, you're right back in the gym. You ain't got to hear about the millions of people saying, "Oh, you suck."
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So sooner or later, you got to find, that's why I kind of ask you that. It's kind of like, okay, who's Brody Jeter? Like, who's that guy? Like, is he some guy that's like a cold-blooded killer that's want to box everybody? Or is this guy that's just extremely good at boxing, but also got that thing that he's really into? But since you said you feel like your dad can speak more about it than you, and I do believe you. He's your dad. He's known you. He's seen you since day one. He's been knowing you. So let's just say, if I had to ask you, who is your son? Not just the boxer, not just the student, not just the person that's calm. Like, who you had to describe your son within a few sentences? What would that be?
Yeah, I think he's a young man that's has a good understanding of the talent that the God has given him, and just on a mission to pursue his dreams. And he is dedicated. He's still a normal kid. He still messes up, man. He still gets grounded. He still does dumb crap. But for the most part, I think he's a little youngster on a mission, man. That has his goals set,
Yeah, I mean, I wanna say this to you because I like your mindset, your mentality at this age, 14. That's a big deal.
Right.
You know what I mean? So, and I know like when you get big, a lot of people's gonna be in your ears. You're gonna have having a wife, having kids. Right. That's gonna change the whole outlook of your life, because daddy won't gonna be your own family. Daddy's not gonna be. I mean, you gonna be one phone call away and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But you gotta be watching out for many people is gonna be, because it means you become big. You're not having just your dad or your mom voice. You got like
you're gonna have a manager and agent, and then it's kind of like your world gonna change to where it's kind of like not to interrupt them. But basically, what he was saying though. And I'm sure for the most part, your dad's gonna try to help you with some of it, but like sooner or later, you're gonna have to step into some big shoes. And right now, I'm not trying to burden you with all that because you're like years away from that. Right. But I feel like that's something you should, I guess, keep within the corner of your mind, because the talent that you actually have, those stuff are like inevitable. Right. You're gonna come across them anyway. So I feel like there's some stuff maybe you should, I guess, keep in the corner of your mind to where whenever they start presenting yourself, for let's just say you go to the Olympics and you want a gold medal. You step into that world a whole lot sooner than you expected.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I feel like it's certain things you got to keep within your corner of your mind. And I'm sure, like I said, you're gonna have your dad also, your family, mom and dad to help you. But
Yeah.
sooner or later, if you really those skills that you genuinely have, it's just a matter of time before you gotta step into these shoes.
Right.
So, which means it's something you need to start. I guess every once in a while, give it a thought because it's inevitable. It's gonna come whether you like it or not.
Yeah.
And you have to be aware of, like, of people not gonna have your best interest at heart too. You know what I mean? And you're gonna have like agents calling you left and right, people trying to bring you to go talk with classes. Your schedule right now is just go to the ring and then box and train. But when you get to the top, sometimes it's just like you gotta go to this school to talk with some kids. You gotta go to this shoot. All this like there's. I believe you. I'm gonna be the guy. I'm gonna be watching. I really believe hear you talking. I had a chance to sit down and see the confidence in you. I don't think that there is nothing that can stop you.
Right.
So to me, it's just like I think. I know your dad tell you, but just like hear from somebody else a different perspective. After like keep all this like in your mind because right now I know you're 14. You're not worried about it, but this life can change for you 2 years from now. 4 years from now, you just way at the top because you boxing anybody.
Right.
And the media is pumping you up like, hey, he's the next one. And then the first fight you lose, the media turn on you. And how you going to deal with that? All this, that's thing you need to put in perspective.
Right.
But I know you guys say you got this tournament coming up in Michigan, and then you got another one coming up in December. And also, you were kind of telling me about like a kickboxing fight you got coming up soon. Can you actually talk to people, I guess, who's gonna be paying attention to him from now on? What else you got coming up in the future?
Yeah, so the guys that run the Raging FC, they've had 2 events. It's a MMA promotion out of Lafayette. Was able to reach out to them with the help of one of Brody's coaches. They're going to try to get Brody on their September 20th card here in Lake Charles for a kickboxing match. So that's going to be cool. Him getting a local fight, there's a lot of people, a lot of friends, family that don't get to see him fight because all his fights are, we have to travel to get them, So we're looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to that.
I'll be at that fight. When is it going to be?
September 20th. Like, if I can make it for sure, we're going to make it.
Yeah, September 20th at the Convention Center in Lake Charles.
Oh, yeah, I'll be there.
But the thing is, and I'm sure as the dad, you're trying to put his name out there to get people to pay attention to him because clearly you got a prodigy. But do you guys have like a Facebook or perhaps an Instagram or something? I guess people can just check out and stay up to date with what he got coming up, what he got going on, where he's going to be for, you might start assembling like a little, cheerleading squad behind you to where, they might start paying, especially he got all these skills. Because, people always appreciate talent, whether they want to like it or hate on it, but talent always going to attract people.
Right.
So is there any way, like, I guess, to social media, to his page or your page or whatever y'all got going on, to if people want to go on there and stay up to date with what he got going on? Is there, y'all got that?
Yeah, so he has his Instagram page. He tries to keep up to date. Brody _ Rooster _ Jeter is his Instagram. And we try to keep it with fresh stuff, up and coming stuff.
So I'm guessing people listening, watching at home, if y'all want to, I guess, follow this young prodigy we got coming up, based out of Sulphur, Louisiana. It's one of our own. If you guys want to really follow him, y'all heard it. It's Brody _ Rooster _ Jeter on Instagram.
That's it.
And then you don't have any Facebook and stuff like that?
Yeah, I mean, I post a little bit of stuff on his Facebook, but he don't.
Yeah, I don't really do much on Facebook.
He don't care, man. Like
That's what I'm saying. After that, I guess that's where you come in. You need to make sure you advertise his talent, man. Get his name out there one way, shape, or another. But I guess it's gonna get there. But the sooner you can get it going, the better. Because if he wants to go as like on top, on the very top, his talent needs to be advertised. People need to, like he was saying, friends. He was to see in video, and then the moment they go watch him live, they realize, okay, that dude is the truth.
Yeah,
you get what I'm saying?
Yeah, and we've gotten some sponsors. Like for the Las Vegas trip, we was able to get some sponsors to help us out with that trip, and that was huge, man. So that's a way of them following him too, as Instagram.
All right.
They can check him out on Instagram, watch him train, and get ready for the fights. Kind of see what's coming up next.
I don't know. I don't have any more questions from there on that. I'm trying to wrap it up in a sense. So anything else? I'm guessing we didn't kind of touch up on, and you guys want to put out there.
Now we can. I know right now we run against time and stuff like this. I mean, the platform is open for you. Every time, like, you feel like, you got a fight or you got something, like, after the fight, if you won and you want to come in here.
You're gonna come out here and display the belt or whatever.
Right.
I mean, you got information. You can always reach out, and then we can always make this thing happen whenever.
Yeah, right on, man. Thank y'all for having us, man.
Man, trust me, it was all a
this is
pleasure.
cool,
We really
man.
appreciate your patience and the time y'all took to come out here and then, sit down and talk to us, because 14-year-old Prodigy, and it's not like just you. Because as a parent, because right now, if you ask me about my daughter, I'll tell you like she's the best soccer player in Lake Charles, but we all know I'd be lying. But the fact that, we got a chance to actually meet a true 14-year-old Prodigy, I haven't got a chance to really see a video of him, but clearly all these accolades that he's had in the past speak for themselves. So once again, thank y'all. And Leah, anything else you got?
Nah, man, that's it.
All right, and ladies and gentlemen, once again, thank y'all for watching the Haitian King podcast. It was like another amazing episode to where we got a chance to speak with a young 14-year-old Prodigy, where you don't get to see every day. So I'm guessing next time in the future, you get to be the next Canelo Alvarez, the next Tanks Davis. I'm like, hey, bro, do you remember me? You came to my podcast. You're like, who's this creepy dude? Man, probably gonna tell his security, man, get this dude away from me.
When that fight happened, I want to be like next. I want to be courtside. I want to be
yeah.
there, man. Like, buddy, don't let me down, man.
Yeah,
That's right. That's
I want
right.
to be supporting you.
But
Remember where
seriously,
you
though,
came from.
hey, thank y'all for coming in. Once again, follow, like, share, and subscribe. And also, don't have no fear. Always get in the comment and let the world know what y'all think about this interview. Thank y'all.
Yeah.
All right.